Hello everyone, Treecks here, and welcome back to Grand Theft Auto 3. Today we're going to be tackling another side mission, just like we've been doing the previous two episodes. Only this time around we're going to be tackling a side mission that's most of all going to take a long time. It is indeed going to be this side mission, the taxi missions. And that is something we'll be actually tackling today. Just go shut the radio off. That actually talks a bit better. Oh, the taxi driver is still chasing me. Oh man, great start. But yeah, like I was trying to say, this is indeed what we're actually going to be doing today. Because of me actually planning on doing this in one entire episode, this might actually turn out a very long episode. But at least allow me to explain in the beginning what we need to do. Stop near a highlighted pedestrian to pick them up, and then drive them to their destination before the time runs out. That is how it works. As you can see, the moment you activate the mission, a random pedestrian on the street will actually get appointed to you, and that guy you need to pick up, and then another dot will appear on the map, and that is where you actually need to bring him. Depending on how far you need to bring the client, that will actually determine how much time you will get. And if you actually get there in time, you will get yourself a fare. That will give me one fare, and then we get some time to actually pick up another passenger, which will then actually get highlighted. And then we need to bring that guy to the next destination. And that is pretty much how this works. For every single passenger you pick up, as you can see, you will actually get some more extra time. Whoa! Nice! Most of this episode is actually going to be non-commentary, I think, because allow me to actually explain what you need to do in order to finish this mission. In order for the game to actually consider the taxi missions complete, we need to do a total of 100 fares. Indeed, 100 fares. But don't get scared, and this will actually go by pretty quickly. As you can see, passengers will pretty quickly spawn, pretty much immediately after you deliver the previous one. You can immediately pick up another one, and then you need to bring that person to another destination. Another thing I could note is that you don't necessarily have to deliver 100 passengers in one mission. You can actually do them apart, as long as the grand total is 100. Oh, and I can actually go through this alleyway over here. Allow me. But even if you do only one per mission and do that 100 times, it will also count. They don't have to be 100 in a row. But for some of these missions you can actually also find achievements to clear. Because here on Xbox and PlayStation or Steam or whatever you're playing this on, that actually has achievements or something similar. However, for this mission in particular, the taxi missions, you actually don't have to worry about doing a particular kind of achievement. And because of this being pretty much the same the whole way through, it's not going to change. We just need to do this 100 times. It's not going to be, there's going to be a plot twist later on that becomes more difficult or something like that. Nothing will change. And because of that reason, I've decided to actually make this one episode, doing the entire 100 fares in one episode. I'm not going to split this up. It's going to be not very interesting to split this up in multiple parts, I think. So I'm going to do this in one, because I cannot ignore it. It has to be done for 100%, so I am going to be recording this, but I'm not going to be splitting this up. And because of this, I'm pretty well aware this episode might actually turn out pretty long, because even 100, even though I think it actually goes by relatively quick, will still take at least an hour, I think, so this is going to be a pretty long episode, and because of that reason, and also because of it being relatively repetitive most of the way, I will actually decide to make this a pretty much silent episode where I'll actually limit my commentary, with the exception of this beginning part, of course. I still need to explain a couple of things on how this works and how I'm actually trying to handle this. And of course, every single time something interesting happens, I will still end up saying something. I won't shut off my microphone, so if there's anything to say, I still will. But for the most part, this is just going to be... Oh, speed bonus. Interesting. It's also something I can quickly address. As you can see, if you're quick enough on a certain fare, you will even get yourself an extra bonus. So that particular passenger will actually give you more money than it normally would. But that aside, in my story I was trying to talk about how I'm going to try to keep this episode as simple as possible. Most of all for my own sanity. Because an episode that's going to be at least an hour long, probably even more, where I'm going to be doing the same thing over and over again, that's something I don't really want to spend filling with commentary all the time. So this is going to be, for the most part, a silent episode. I think you can understand. One other thing I can actually also talk about, now that I'm still here, with my microphone fully on, the explanation part of the episode still going. That is the reason why you would actually want to do this now. In all honesty, my most primary reason for doing this now is of course being the fact that I want to get all of the side missions out of the way as quickly as possible. Just like all of the other ones that I've been doing. But for missions like these, which also applies to the vigilante, the firefighter, and even more so to the paramedic missions. But more about that the moment we actually start doing the paramedic missions. But the reason why you want to do these missions as quickly as possible in this game is because later on in the game this is going to be far more difficult to do. Not impossible, but a lot more difficult. You might remember in the first episode I actually talked about this game pretty much being about you trying to climb the criminal ladder. And the moment you start doing that in this game, progress in the story far enough, I can already give away, in this game, you will actually create yourself a lot of enemies. Remember all of the gangs that are actually present in certain neighborhoods, like the Triads in Chinatown and the Mafia in St. Mark's? At some point they're actually going to be hating you and they will always start shooting at you, even if you drive by them. And these kinds of missions where you need to drive through the city are really going to become super annoying to do. Now with the taxi, the firefighter and the vigilante missions it does not really matter as much. The moment you actually get killed by gang members that start shooting at you from the sidewalks does not really matter because whoa, hello. I'm still here. That was almost my first failure. Not that it matters a whole lot, but I do like to get as many of these fares as I can during one run. Trying to get a high score, you might say, even though there's not really an achievement attached to it here, but it would be nice if I can get really far on this. Even though I don't really have a reason to do so, it does feel like a nice challenge to do as many of these fares as I can during one run in a taxi. You don't have to worry about getting that grand total of 100. That's going to happen no matter what. That's also the reason why I'm talking about those gang members that can actually shoot you later on. If it happens in this mission, you don't really have to care about it, because the grand total will actually stay the same. But in the paramedic missions, that actually does not apply. The missions you're going to have to do there, you do have to do in one run. So that one is going to be pretty much impossible later on in the game. Missions like those you want to do as quickly as possible in the game, before everybody starts hating your guts. That's pretty much my rant about why to do this early. Not just in order to get the side missions out of the way as quickly as possible, but also to make sure the gang members actually stay out of your hair. And these kind of missions become a whole lot easier. Oh, and there we go. Taxi is broken. What a waste. Yeah, that's one thing you need to be careful for, as you can see. Your taxi can also get broken, so make sure not to hit too much stuff. Well, this is a great start. Make sure not to hit too much stuff, because the moment your taxi actually becomes too damaged, passengers don't dare to actually drive in it anymore, and they will flee, also making your mission fail. If your car is too damaged, you can of course always go to the paint and spray and repair it again, making sure your mission does not end. But usually that makes you run out of time, especially if you're too far away from the paint spray. And that is also a big downside. Your taxi is not indestructible. At some point the passengers actually don't dare to drive in it anymore. And that is a huge killer for your time the moment that happens. So usually it's a better bet to just exit the taxi and pick up another one. As you might have seen already, you can also get yourself some extra bonus if you keep this up for longer. For every 5th passenger, 10th passenger, 15th passenger, you will always get a consecutive bonus, you might say, which will also give you more money. But in the end, there's only 2 things that really matter. Getting a grand total of 100 in the end. And also try to get the achievement if that is actually present in one of these missions. Even though there's not really in this mission, like I said earlier. So if you're playing on Nintendo Switch, that's going to be easy because it is not in that version of the game. On the Nintendo Switch there's no achievements, of course, so that one you don't have to do it. I'm not too sure if they actually made in-game achievements out of it there. I know in some games they actually do that, but I cannot be too certain. I only have the version on the Xbox, so I cannot help you with that. Right. I think that is about it when it comes to my explanation. There's one more thing I can quickly talk about. And that is also a difference compared to the other missions that we're going to do with our vehicles. When it comes to the taxi missions, it does not matter where you actually do it. As long as the grand total of 100 is reached. It does not matter how you do it or where you do it. This actually changes up in other types of vehicle missions, like the firefighter and vigilante missions, for instance. Because of the types of rewards you're going to receive for that mission, you actually need to do a certain number here in Portland, but also a certain number in Staunton Island and Shoreside Vale. For the taxi missions, this is actually not the case. You can actually do all 100 of them already here in Portland. There's going to be one general reward for doing this. And for that, it does not matter where you do it. So do all 100 of them here in Portland at the start of the game, before gang members actually start shooting at you from a distance, no matter what. That is the best way to actually take care of the taxi missions. Whenever we're going to be playing around with police cars and fire trucks, then we are actually going to be forced to also do a couple in the other areas of this game. But luckily, we don't have to do that here. So we can immediately scratch this entire mission today. Eventually, we will get there. I will cut my commentary now that all of the explanation has been done. Only to return the moment something remarkable happens. Because like I said, I will keep my microphone on and will of course start addressing things the moment they come up. Like getting achievements, for instance. Not per se in this one, because like I said, the achievement is gotten the moment you get 100 taxi fares here as well. But for the other missions it does apply, of course. Because even though it's not required, I think it's also going to be fun to actually go for. While playing through this game, trying to get all of the achievements. Out of curiosity, I did actually check out all of the achievements in this game, and not a single one of them is actually really that difficult to get, so I think it's not going to be a bad idea to also try to go for those, all of them, while playing through this game 100%. Some of them you will get automatically, of course, because sometimes they're just clear certain kind of missions, but sometimes you need to do a bit more work. Oh, although I'm pretty sure this taxi is also taking quite a beating already. But hopefully I'm going to be able to keep it with me for long enough to try to beat my record from the first run with my first taxi. Yeah, and another thing I can actually also quickly still say, even though that actually speaks for itself, but might as well. There's not a whole lot of other things to talk about, so I think I'll also address it. As you can see, there's two types of taxis in this game. The regular taxi and the cabbie. And of course you can use both of them. It does not matter which one you use. There's a difference in handling. The cabbie definitely feels a bit different when driving around than the regular taxi does. It is also a bit bigger. So pick your poison, I might say. I'm personally a bit bigger fan of the regular taxi. So I think if I can, I will actually use those in order to drive around the city. Currently I'm busy in the cabbie. So I can also say I've actually used both of the types of taxis in this game. But yeah, that's pretty much how it works. Even though you have multiple passenger seats, you're only allowed to bring one passenger at a time. It's also a big downside, I feel. It would have been able to make this mission a lot quicker. It's something that makes the ambulance missions very complicated, I feel. But here in the taxi missions it would have helped, I think. We unfortunately have to do them one by one. Eventually needing to end up at 100 total. In case you lose count, there's also a pretty easy way to figure out where you are. In the pause menu there is a stats screen, and there you can actually see the number of passengers you have actually done. The number of completed fares, it is called. And that you can use in order to see how many you still need to do. So, with that I think I've actually addressed everything. 17 minutes in the video I see, so I've been able to talk my way into a full episode, pretty much. If you actually translate it to my regular around 20 minutes episodes. Which this one therefore also kind of turned out to be. Oh, don't go in the alleyway. However, this is not going to be a 20-minute episode. This one's going to be a whole lot longer. Because I need to complete the taxi fares. And that is something I, at one hand, do want to show off fully. But on the other hand, don't want to actually split my episode for. I don't want to sacrifice 3 or 4 parts just doing this in my Let's Play. So I've decided to only sacrifice 1. And cutting is something I also don't want to do. Because it is a 100% Let's Play, so I also feel like I need to show off the entire thing. However, I can do it in silence. In order to save up my voice, on one hand. And on the other hand, make sure the episode actually does not get filled with me talking about garbage. Which of course I can do, but this is not a trash talk channel. This is a gaming Let's Play channel, so I'll try to focus on that for the most part. And I've been able to talk my way through this episode for quite a bit. However, I think now I've said everything I need to when it comes to the explanation of how this works. A couple of advices how to handle this. And also what we can all achieve. Except for the final reward, of course. And that we are going to see the moment we deliver our 100th passenger. Not just for the completion of the game, it will count as a percentage in our completion rate. But there's also something we can actually get for this. But that I think I will keep a secret until the end. Oh. Almost ran over you, sir. Need to be careful. So, final thing I can actually say is I hope you still enjoy the rest of this episode. I'm afraid it is going to be a long drag. That is something I cannot actually prevent. But this is something that needs to happen in this game. So allow me to actually do this quickly. And see if I'm able to do this fast enough in order to still say I'm satisfied with my achievements. Right, 14. I'm not too sure anymore what my previous number was. I believe it was 12 or something. So I should have passed that already. Would be nice if we can also go for 15 still with this one. I'm pretty sure it's almost down, but let's go for that extra bonus we're going to receive for another 5 passengers. In this case 15. All of those extra dollars would actually still help, of course. Just for that reason it's already fun to try to go for as many as you can. Right, and here we go. 15 in a row. So, I will say goodbye for now. Explanation done. I will keep my microphone on, and the moment something interesting happens, I will actually return and say something quickly. So, enjoy the rest of this episode, and I will see you at the end. Or a little bit before that, in case something happens. Whoa! Almost flipped my car there. The cabbie, because of being a bit bigger, is easy to flip, of course. better watch out. Give me that. Okay, activate. Oh. The taxi driver I just stole this taxi from actually becomes the first passenger. Okay, that's just hilarious. In real life it would never work like that, I'm pretty sure. What the hell? Oh, so nice. Let's go see how we can do it in taxi number 3. I'll try my best. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hello! Allow me to actually drive over you, sir! Okay, Portland Harbor. The import-export garage. This is an interesting spot. We haven't seen this one yet. Did not remember this also being a potential passenger drop-off point. But apparently it is. But hey, on the other hand, you actually get more time the moment you need to go further, so... In that sense, it really does not matter a whole lot, I guess. Alright, let's get started again. Yeah, in case you were wondering, after failing the previous one, I thought, might as well actually save my game quickly. That's why I actually started back here again. But I'm not done, of course, so let's continue. Save the footage that I have, and also my game progress, of course. And continue. Taxi number 4.
1983. I played the trumpet a lot back then, if you know what I mean. I wonder what happened to Marcel. Every night at all the clubs. God, that one night. Was it Marcel? Was it Mary? Sorry, I'm having one of those flashbacks.
For people that just can't let go. Flashback FM.
Tonight, the TV event that will make history. Liberty City Survivor. This takes reality TV to a whole new level. We'll take 20 recently paroled guys, equip them with grenade launchers and flamethrowers, and let them hunt each other down. It's the reality show where you just might be part of the action.
I was grabbing a sandwich at the Happy Blimp, and all of a sudden these guys crashed through the window and started shooting at each other. I was so excited, I didn't even notice I'd been hit. After that, I was hooked on Liberty City Survivor. I watch it every Shit. Uncle
Well, I must admit, it's been going pretty smoothly so far. Starting to get the hang of this. I'm able to get at least 15 pretty consistently so far. Right. Hey, no, 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 no. Don't you drive away from me. The other door also opened up. Right. Radio off. Taxi driver on. Taxi driver again. Make sure you're still pretty close by the old taxi driver. He usually becomes your first passenger, apparently. Now, let's go try to get up to 20 at least. So far I've been able to get up to 15 pretty consistently, but not a whole lot higher than that. It's usually where it ends for me. Where I actually officially break my taxi. Whoa! Gangs shooting at each other. Diablo car was actually scared for the mafia. This closed off street over here is always a risk to take. It's also still pretty fun to go over. Sorry, sir. Oh, wanted level. Help. Getting dragged out of your taxi because a policeman actually is trying to arrest you is also a way to fail this mission, of course. So whenever you have a wanted level, always make sure not to be too close to the police, because the moment they actually drag you out of your car and bust you, your taxi mission is also over. Keep an eye on your wanted level. If you actually accidentally get a star, make sure never to stand still near the police, because that is a way for them to bust you. Usually if you don't make any extra crimes, just keep on driving normally. The wanted level will go away automatically. A 1-star wanted level can actually run out on its own. At some point they lose interest in you. Just make sure never to get on 2 stars wanted level during these kinds of missions, because then it's going to be pretty much impossible to stay away from them. And you can of course always grab the bribe that is easily accessible in the alleyway near Chinatown. Also a way to actually lose a star, of course. Just collect the bribe. Well, so far I still have that wanted level. It's actually staying around for a pretty long time. Oh, and now it finally goes away. Thank you. No more police after me. Oh, but not for long. Oh, what am I doing? Attracting way too many cops. I always love already starting to drive the moment the passenger is still busy actually getting into the car. I love how you're able to do that in this game. So don't mind me if I abuse that. Other taxis driving in the way is never fun. $20 in a row, hell yeah. I'm pretty sure that is a record. Oh, nice. And 20 is also immediately where it ends. Next taxi, let's go. No, it is my cab. You shut up. Become my first passenger. No, this time not. Come on. Shut up, you stupid radio. Whoa! Crash! But I'm still alive. My car looks like hell, but it still works. Let's continue. Right, we should be around almost there. Another 15 in a row. Still a couple left. Stay with me. And I hear my pager, so it looks like we are done. Complete 100 taxi fares. And our pager will actually say the new Borg 9 taxi is open for business in Harwood. A new type of taxi, which is actually faster than a regular taxi and is also bulletproof. Might actually start using those in certain kind of missions later on. But anyway, thank you for watching this extremely long episode for my doing. But now we are finally done. So, I will say, Treecks out.